Well, ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
This is Rangru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, we're on to Chedron today, and still got some monthly time tournament stuff going on here. Sir, who do we have? What are they bringing?
On the left-hand side in the blue, we have the Durdles playing 12 Tartyless with a balanced income. Right-hand side in the red, we have Homayoun98 playing the third VDV with a Maverick income.
So, Durdles over here with our
Durdles.
favorite Tartylech. I'm seeing a lot of Arcas, I'm seeing a lot of Loviches, I'm seeing a lot of, well, everything I really quite adore. Of course, the only thing I don't see is a lot of tanks, but with Tartylech, that's not to be surprising.
Indeed, this will be another classic infantry spam of the immovable or the unstoppable force of Tartalek Loveses, and then the other unstoppable force of Descent Idki.
Yeah, and I don't know which way that's always going to go. That's always kind of one of those immovable objects meets immovable objects kind of weird things. Now, southern side, northern side, it feels like the Soviets have grabbed all the greatest positions here in the beginning.
Yeah, the PTRS for us proven to be quite bloody deadly here, and just using the Maxims and the OBs to provide adequate fire support, getting some very good pickoffs on Durdles' troops very early on.
So MG-34s setting up a basic fire in the meantime, going to be, I think, just enough to pick off some of the front runners, but big deal. Congratulations. The Stu 42, though, might be potentially enough to do some good damage here. As for that 410, jeez.
Yeah, he definitely needs. I mean, that's of course the problem with Tartyless. You don't really have a lot of armor support to deal with such threats like this. Yes, it is free in the forest, which could prove to be a bit of an issue, as well as the Valentine Mark 9 slowly making its way through. Oh, 210 getting blapped out the sky. Yak 9T does not care.
It's not really that surprising, I suppose. The ME210 kind of turret in that one. Yeah, dude, it's time to get out. That's a 13 millimeter bullet. Big stinking deal. Adding in that .03 of a millimeter does not make you a big gun.
No, just get the hell out of there, buddy. What are you doing?
He's
You're gonna see
sacrificing
your own
himself.
demise.
Yep, he does. He does. He does. He does. But you know what? The Durdster over here, I'm sure he's got a plan in mind. I'm sure at that point right there, it's kind of like setting up blood sacrifice for corn. Because corn doesn't care where the oil flows, so long as it does.
Yeah, as of course this is going to be the problem playing balance on Maverick. His initiative is going to be pretty bad just early on. I mean, he's probably, by the deck has more, B phase, C phase focus. While Homayoun is just going full send, even down south. He hasn't made crazy progress, but he definitely has a overwhelming fire. Well, kind of overwhelming firepower. It's just a lot of PTRSs.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think playing for the late game is not a bad thing to do over here when you're thinking about Tartylech. Yes, are you going to have all that nice firepower and your vehicles and stuff like that? No. Are you going to be able to have crazy late game battle tanks that come on in? No. But you're going to have a nice wall of flesh, a rising tide almost, if you will, of just like screaming infantry that just kind of pours on through with a single card outnumbering, what, a third, fourth of what your opponent has his entire deck? So,
Yeah.
yeah, he's just living for the weekend, man. He's just trying to hold out until then.
Yeah, it's just going to be important that he can survive to see said weekend. He's meant to clear up the central lung position on his end a bit, and the northern side he has lost initiative on the hill, but it's not exactly the end of the road. He does have a mortar starting to pound out position, he's bringing up some anti-air, and he has some infantry on the far side of that slope, prepared for an attack.
Yes, but that's this three in the lung position. I think it's going to start rocking the Caspa, and he does. So, or the Saba, does go down.
Good hit.
Good hit indeed. 81 millimeter stovepipe going to pop the last of its shells over here at the 45 mil, desperately trying to get out of the way, which is good because one thing about looking here at the VDV, don't be looking to find crazy amounts of anti-tank as we go deep and deep and deep into this game.
Yeah, which honestly should not be terrible for VDVs. Not a whole lot of tanks they will have to deal with. It's just going to be the Desolate Key spam versus the Tartyless spam.
Yes, it shall.
In the infantry push, Here's a Panzerschreck embedded in that push. That's going to be extremely vital to try and knock out this armor between the T-34 and the Valentine.
There's Valentine's Day first. Yes, it is. He gets to survive until the next, Hallmark holiday, which looks like it shall be right about now, I would think.
Yeah, now it's very good he knocked out T-34 because the Valentine is not much of an anti-infantry threat. So as you see, he's already bugging off, and Durdles will be regaining that hill after quite a devastating opener. He's actually managed to even things out quite a bit.
Yeah, which is a very, very strange thing to watch with the third VDV actually kind of falling back in the face of it. Because I would think that once you're able to hold that hill, yes, it's good to have T-34s there and all. Even more so, heck, even the Valentine should be okay. But they're not divisions that should, I think, drop maybe quite that easily. I would think the Shrumbavikis would be enough to kind of hold the line.
Yeah, it just did not bring enough infantry reinforcements or
Fair.
really artillery to help hold out position. I think he is starting to invest a bit more down south. Yep, that's exactly what we're seeing. He's going to try and push that town position, but we have seen, multiple times when you push heavy in the town, you do get the two central flags there, which is quite nice, but you have to, spill a whole lot of blood just to get one extra flag, and good luck trying to get any of the others.
Exactly. We are... Ooh, there's another stovepipe here. Actually, fresh stovepipe brought on in. We have a smoke coming out towards that 45 mil. Not for nothing. Go ahead. Waste your HE shells on me. You're not going to do enough damage for me to be super, super concerned. And I can't help but feel it might just be good just to allow him to waste those shells.
Oh, IL-2 coming in.
That's a bigger problem. Yep.
Very good hit, yeah. Knocking out quite a decent chunk of infantry. Durdles really needs to get some anti-tank onto that hill. I think that is exactly what he's doing with a Pak-40 gun. Because if he can get that Pak-40 on the hill, he can zone out the rest of the hill positions quite effectively.
Am I looking in the wrong direction? I don't see any Pak-40 going in at all.
Oh, it's a 40
Oh, the 40. Okay,
yeah,
sorry. Just being brought in now. I was thinking to myself, like, I don't see any PBI trying to lug stuff up that hill. I'm a little confused here. But it still is 1410. The southern town is sort of starting to, to decay here. And another resurgent push going from east to west, trying to take that western lung. But the Desantnikis, yes, they're good, but they're still flame troops. There's still guys here, and very, very hefty guys, with Loviches over here in support, so...
Yeah, it's quite a deadly push being built up here down south. We have a Pak-40 on the road to snipe at T-34 if he can actually bloody hit the thing, which he can't, which is going to get him killed.
Well, there's still the Stug there, so the Stug should be able to see him pretty soon. Or not. Infantry gets taken out, and therefore he's going to lose all kind of line of sight. So 15-9.
Yeah, and also in the central position we got Descent need to keep pushing the hill because there's nothing to really stop him. And that's going to be a perfect position for Descent need to keep if he can get some more of those troops up into our position to just hold it down and prove to be a pain. Homayoun wants to be fighting over, these forest positions, because that's where his CQC SMG spam infantry proved to be extremely effective.
True. And right now what we're going to see is actually going to see about 8% of the armored force over here for Durdles kind of goes down courtesy of an IL-2 making a gun run on that Stug, so really, really well done there. And down south, too, it gets even more dire. Another Stug's there, maybe just hold the line against T-34 being aggressive, but there's not enough infantry. There's just not enough down here.
Yeah. That's just a very deadly push, and we are seeing the classic VDV smoke off-map artillery. One of the best off-map artilleries in the game. And he's going to use that quite effectively to push on through.
Yes, indeed. Now, of course, not going to get a whole lot of kills here, but, it's not really so much the kills you get as the friends you make along the way. Yes. And when you're smoking with your friends, that's actually, you know what? I can't legally make any other comments about that due to YouTube laws. So
that's what they did back in the 40s.
Exactly. You know what? But unfortunately, I don't really have a cool mascot to help kind of couch that message. So now what we're left with, though, is northern side. It is actually rather barren of troops. Certainly for the Soviets, anyway, investing all of their flesh down to the south.
Yeah, after just losing that northern position, I feel like he just felt, yeah, I can afford to lose that and just try to push heavy elsewhere. And that's definitely a smart move because there's only really 1, 2 flags you can get up north, and especially if the heavy investment Durdles has invested here, it's not going to be raw. But the central position, he's meant to, gain huge swaths of land with very little effort. And if he was to get some support guns onto the left-hand lung, that'd be pretty efficient.
I don't think he's going to do that, though. Between the IL-2s making runs, in fact, watch this next should go down. There's only 23 mils, but at the same time, I imagine we're going to see quite a good chunk of material get taken out here for too much longer.
Oh.
But no. I mean, I thought the 23 mils would actually get something done here. Not going to happen at all.
Not even dropping any bombs. He's just living his best life by gunning everything down.
Yeah, but going over here at the same time, too. 45, going to go, and I thought we were going to get coup de grace here. Nope, no coup de grace. We are growlers.
Yeah, honestly, Tartyless has also been really trading efficiently. He's been taking pretty heavy casualties all over. Homayoun has just been very effective using, especially his air power right now, to blow the absolute crap out of any, traditional frontline positions.
But at the end of it, Durdles, he's losing vehicles, he's trading effectively. If he's able to trade and hold, that's where things get really, really kind of spicy. And I don't know right now if he's going to be able to do that. I'm really warring with myself because there's potential. It's not great potential, but there's potential.
His infantry can match up well against the VDV infantry. It's just the lack of fire support. We're seeing now down south as transports are getting picked off by a 45mm and a T-34, which have been doing quite a decent amount of work because there was a Stug here, but he's gotten taken out. And just the bare minimum of fire support is enough to hold his town for Homayoun.
Yes, yes. And now we see something kind of very interesting here, too, is we are seeing an aggression of guard troops coming across the bridge. Not sure I agree with this one, necessarily. This feels like you're asking for trouble.
Indeed. Yeah, he has force at 80mm to fall back for the time being, but he's just going to get pounded from the machine guns of the rest of the troops in that hill. We're also seeing Durdles investing into the central or left lung position. But the problem is that his infantry aren't as good in CQC compared to the VDV spam.
Well, and I'm wondering, should we be seeing a JU-88?
We're going to be seeing a lot of things.
Or what should we be seeing, rather?
I think just more of the mortars will help out quite a bit. Oh, off-map as well. He only
Also
has
fair,
that one
yeah.
off-map. And also, well, down south, the off-map would be pretty damn efficient. On the left-hand, left-hand lung, it'd also be pretty good. Because you just want to blow the crap out of everybody, and then push on through the infantry to pick up all the dismembered pieces of those paratroopers.
Now, I might have missed it just now, but that the ME-210 40 mic that's headed out right about now, I'm pretty sure he just took out that T-34 to the south, because we are now vehicle-less. Which, ooh, wait, I'm sorry, Katyushas, we actually seeing a double Katyusha strike over here again, and I say again, it happened over here on Tuesday as well. Very, very interesting kind of results from that one. Doing the standard hunting for anti-air, don't kill it, but certainly freak it the ever-living F out, so...
Yeah, and I think the 76mm will be enough to finish it off, so very good pick-off here.
Yeah, there's not a lot of those guys on the field, and they're fairly expensive, so...
Off-map up north from Homayoun, and just due to the nature of the northern position, that's going to be extremely deadly. He's also going to be, preliminary bombarding it with an IL-4 as well, because why the hell not?
Yikes. And that... I'm not going to say it's made that barrage kind of redundant, but it's made it kind of redundant.
It's kind of made it redundant.
Yeah, especially as the 132 start to open up here. And this, yeah, it is smoke, but I don't know. I feel like that half-track push, I think he kind of got lucky. Because
Yeah.
this is one of those things that smoke doesn't just work for you, it works against you as well. Kind of a
See, in this
hassle.
case.
Very much.
But just
But
the initial bombing run there was enough to pretty much freak out Durdles and allow Homayoun to get a good position on the hill. They're not a great position because he really doesn't have much yet. If he had some more infantry in that immediate push, he would be in a very good position, but now he's having to wait for the Sturmovikis to get on up, and Durdles is also invested in quite a bit of infantry reinforcements.
true. And
Oh,
it'd be right.
J88.
Oh, J88, where am I missing?
North.
There we are. There you are, sir. Unfortunately, he's going to actually kill the Raketa, not to be confused with a Racletta, which is just firing off melted cheese that you dip things like spuds into. And, you know, they say where there's smoke, there's fire, and I guess that JU88 was certainly drawn to that particular case because of it, but he gets himself freaked out because of all that fire. So.
Indeed. Now, 8-16, this is not great for Durdles. I mean, of course, he is playing balance, but the momentum is very much in Homayoun's favour. He's pretty much completely secured the southern position. He is slowly getting picked off in the left-hand lung, but still, it's a 15-9 because of now the pressure being pushed onto the northern hill.
Yes, but I would say there is potential to get rid of that negative, not stereotype per se, but there's definitely for us to get rid of that negativity. Because Lung can get picked up very easily. If actually ME210 making a double run, going for the Valentine. That's one kill. Does he get the second run? No, he's not going to be over on one. That was a very optimistic, but I love the pluck. Maybe he's going to come back around again in just a moment. Stu 42 from the beginning of the match, he does go down, but he takes his killer with him. So there
It's
we
a
go.
shame, because he doesn't have a whole lot of those stews, and he really needs all the armor he can get to zone out this northern area. Because that one fire position with, or, you know, firing line with the Obusiers and the Ziz guns is quite deadly.
True. ME210 trying to go and get himself. Yep, he's got that second kill. Time to. No, don't extend. Get out. Get out, Rookie. Get out. Oh no, he's going out. He's going for the yak. It's like imagining a C-130 being like, dude, let's dogfight. Let's do this.
Broadside.
Exactly. Figure it out, lads. Fire at she bears.
We're an airship now. Oh no, he's really gonna actually try to dogfight the Ak-19. That will not go well for him. I appreciate the meme, but don't do this.
BF-109's coming in, but I think it's gonna be too late. I think the yak is going to yak back.
Oh no!
Before he gets a chance. Wow.
He bugged it up. It must have just been a wrong order. Yeah,
that's
it was
okay.
the wrong order.
The IL-2 is going to go and just shoot down this BF-109 from the turret. Just watch. It was some obnoxiousness that occurs by accident. Southern side, I mean, it is 13-11 going into C.
Yeah.
You got 90 seconds here. This is not what you want to be seeing. And yeah, right now, he's got the southern town, but where's he going to go? Where's he going to go?
He could still try to push heavy up north and just try to play the hill. But honestly, even if he keeps at his +1 take once you get into C phase, it's like, what, 7 minutes he has to hold with that +1? Yeah, that's not terrible. It's going to be down to Durdles to really, like, I mean, he's going to have the income advantage, but push hard. Just down south, and yeah, really, I think down south to capture the edge of that town back and maybe a bit in the center.
Well, that's what I was thinking too, is that when you get that first take over here into C phase, you buy 7 squads of Loviches. When you get that second take of reinforcement, you buy 7 more squads of Loviches, and then you just hurl all of them in the center line. And at that point, you just play, Imperial Guard tactics, man.
Yeah.
They can't kill all of you.
And then on the third tick, you get another 7 squad of Loviches. You see, it's a brilliant plan. It can't fail.
Exactly.
If they die, you just buy more.
Yeah, it turns into that Blackadder scene where it's like, we've captured some ground. Well, what is this? What's the scale? 1-to-1, sir. This is all we've gotten. But hey, if it works, right?
Yeah. I've seen another smoke barrage, but once again, Homayoun's using this like smoke barrage when he doesn't have a whole lot to really follow on through. If he had, some Sturmavikis or more Decimikis, he could really do some devastating work, but he's relying on the air power to really clear off the hill.
Yeah, there's a lot of more bombs going in there. He's got several squads going up. I just, we're into phase C.
Yeah, we'll
And
have to see how it goes.
Ishtug gets brought in first. Interesting call. Let's see if it pays off Cotton. I'm not super enthusiastic about this just yet. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be dangerous, a bit dangerous for it, because once he gets into that hill, there's this 2-gun in position, and Homayoun's actually doing a very good push in the plateau area, moving up the machine gun Destined keys. Is he gonna force end it, or is he? Yeah, he's just gonna go into the farm, which is the smart move.
Yes, yes. At this point, force your enemy to come to you. You hold a lot of territory. I just thought that honestly here, first kind of major push coming in, the Ju-88s. It's a decent call. I just think now at this point it's a little bit too late.
Yeah. We're just seeing a whole heap of fire support on that hill. Just being absolutely effective. Durdles once again on the +2 tick. And I think that's just the central position has once again collapsed.
Yes, that lung has collapsed. I think you're right. I'm not really sure what you can do to reinflate it either, unfortunately for him. But Lovich's Tartyless coming on in. 4 squads of them. Just trying to seal things off. If he had another 5 minutes, he might be able to figure this out. But I think that earlier bleed just proved too devastating for him.
Yeah. And he just doesn't, once again, he's lacking the fire support. He has the infantry, he has more than enough infantry, but Homayoun's has been much more effective with the 76 mils, the ZIS guns, the tanks, the aircraft, to just batter the hell out of the Hungarian infantry and pretty much make it ineffective.
Yep. I think almost perversely, I can't help but feel that the VDV over here actually might have lost more in the terms of equipment. Just in terms of raw numbers, I feel like they've probably lost more raw numbers. That said, casualties don't equal victory, as Joseph Stalin would point out rather extensively throughout the war here. So if you can't translate high casualty counts into something, seizing objectives, and geez, what did we just see go down? Was that the IL-2?
Yes, it was one of the airplanes. I was literally looking at it, but now at its dead, my object permanence is completely collapsed, and I've forgotten the name of it. But zooming in on the corpse can,
I just see a nice crater.
yeah, it's a plane. Yeah.
Yep,
It's
got wings and everything.
Yep.
But
funny how it works.
looking down to the south, I mean, we are seeing MG-34s kind of doing the whole thing. There were Cosmolots kind of coming on in, or Cosmolets, or something like that.
Cosmonauts?
I know, and or Cosmos. Remember, we're having drinks. Cosmopolitans, I think, is what they actually are called in some circles. So DT kind of machine guns, of course, kind of captured Soviet material. I kind of feel like somebody took I want to say dingo, but that doesn't sound right. A kangaroo? What do they call it? Oh my gosh, what do they call it? The British infantry carrier.
Universal carrier?
No, bigger. Dingo sounds right, but I know that's not right.
Dingo, kangaroo. The kangaroo's a Canadian one of the tank.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So yes, kind of reminds me of like a kangaroo. It's a Commonwealth troops overall. But no, I guess a Cosmolet over here is just a universal carrier. I kind of thought it was something beefier than that. But
No.
while we debate about animals, it does fall over here as a victory to our friend over here for the 3rd VDV.
Yeah, and actually pretty close in the KD. Yeah.
Would you think it would be a little bit different if Durdles went for a more aggressive economy?
Yeah, I think if he also went Maverick, it would have run a bit better. But it's also, once again, he needed better use of fire support to actually gain the advantage. But also, being balanced early on is going to very much screw you over against a Maverick player if you cannot stem the tide.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're taking a look at losses and kills over here, 410 did very well, the 75 mil did very well, and that's 242. Dude, he had two of them. I don't think he brought in both.
No. Yeah,
And
if
assists
he...
too.
See, if he had more of those guys, he would have done much better in the northern position, because that thing was a champ. Even knocked out bloody Valentine. Good on
Yeah.
him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's one of the things I think that people don't really pay attention to is that there is a hefty amount of AP that gets brought in by the Schön man, which is, the nice man over here. Or the beautiful man? I don't know, something like that. Anyway, he did a beautiful job today. Unfortunately, he didn't really have a whole lot of support from the rest of his troops. Regardless.
Oh,
Regardless.
oh, Ivanov on the kills. Is this too?
Yes.
Bloody
Yes.
hell, look at him.
Oh, he's just chasing after those medals, man.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, maybe more aggressive income, maybe a little more aggressive in terms of kind of pushing through pieces of it. But we'll never know. We'll never know. And that's the beauty of it all. Unless, of course,
Yes.
somebody sends a replay in, at which point we see exactly the same thing. But hey, until that happens, we'll never know.
I know
Any other
nothing.
thoughts here, sir?
That's my
Any other?
fault. I
Oh
know
no.
nothing.
Oh, you know nothing.
I know nothing. That's my fault. I just pretend to say things.
Well, folks, while Ryan continues to pretend to say more things, and I pretend to agree with them, until next time, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru, take it easy.